Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Australian State Cup 2026. Kicking things off here on this beautiful Sunday with our final match of the finals weekend here. Western Australia A going up against one of the big dogs of the tournament, New South Wales A, meeting them down here in the lower bracket. Unfortunately for WA, just because of the way the bracket has panned out with that New South Wales and Victoria matchup. So they're down here to look at slaughtering the rest of the lower bracket. I'm joined by none other than Benaswell. Again, for our second cast together. Ben, it's great to have you here again, man.
Oh, Mavs, I'll tell you what, it's fantastic to be back in the commentary booth with you. This beautiful commentary booth. Your commentary booth is actually one of the nicest ones I've sat in this weekend. So it's been fantastic, as always, to join you. And yeah, this match, you said, obviously one of the big...
What is going on?
Like that we're listening to.
What is going on?
As you said, New South Wales A won the key teams of this tournament, but WA also won the juggernauts going through this tournament. Very difficult to cast over this warm-up map by Palr. I feel like Palr has taken retribution on me for yesterday, Mavs, when I got cast with him. So.
Yeah, no, I think that might be the angle here. It is a 12-second flow aim map, apparently, at a nice 8.69 stars here. Unfortunately, I don't know if it really is going to be a map or not, or if Palr's just doing a little bit of trolling. He's just troll facing right now.
I did say before we came on stream, I would actually be surprised if we saw warm-ups from both teams, but both teams did elect to go into a warm-up, so we're yet to see them actually start one yet. Interesting choice of map from Palr. This is obviously key to New South Wales A's warm-up routine, and already getting the heads of WA. Already through the cool experienced head of Fault. A little bit for a loop there. Fault in the match chat there, wondering what Palr is up to. So already getting the mental of WA there, Mavs, just before the match has even started.
And dear God, I tell you what, this face brings back memories. And oh, here's the map. 12 seconds of flow aim. Is anyone able to play it? Uyghti down at a nice 30% here. 19% from Fault. Yep. That's what we like to see. Western Australia... Oh, actually, people aren't on the right teams here.
No,
I was about to say.
All
the only C rank in the lot. Wait, Superior, actually. Superior. 80%? Wait, no one's even close.
Obviously played this one before. Superior. Clearly been farming that one. And... yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for Fault to choose his one. As we can shift on maps. But Mavs, I'll tell you what, as we look towards the teams that are in this lobby, New South Wales A, obviously Palr, the captain there, Box, Secret Box, Aknzx, PoYuTo, and Dumb Andy. They played fantastically yesterday against the opponents they had. I've actually forgotten. I casted the match. They was up against South Australia. Yeah, they absolutely dominated South Australia there. And WAA, not to be outdone. Fault, the captain there. Superior, one of the best players in the country, obviously. Aussie, uyghti, and Bronya in there as well. So it looks like we're going back in for a redux on this map.
I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but we're back in again. I was going to say, just before Ben, I mean, this face, it brings back memories. The Scary Maze game. I'm sure you remember that one. You were probably in your spry young 20s at that time.
I was. Yes.
But, you know, it's... Oh, we've had a team fail from the left side there. But regardless, you know, I think this scary face thing, this might be older than some of the players in this lobby right now. It's definitely been around.
I think you did set right there, Mavs, as we hopefully will get into some proper OSU very soon. Some interesting warm-ups being chosen there. It's been a fantastic start to the game to have that warm-up underway. However, it looks like the rolls are done, and it will be Palr who rolls higher. So we'll see what the first bands are to come out of this map pool, Mavs. Do we have any idea where you think the teams might go here?
Well, I think for Western Australia, the decision is pretty clear-cut on what they want to get rid of. You know, losing on that reading map yesterday to Queensland A, who have a worse reading roster than this New South Wales team does. So it's Not something they're going to be wanting to leave up. I do think Western Australia, they kind of just got to ban Hidden 2 and No Mod 5, and I really don't think there's any other option. They could opt to leave that No Mod 5 open and hope for a high roll from someone like Tebi, who performed very admirably on it, and maybe ban something like Free Mod 2 or Hidden 3, but I expect them to probably just ban that No Mod 5 against this New South Wales roster. And for New South Wales, I mean, I was saying this before the match. I kind of want to just see what they go for here. I want to, just in case they're listening on the stream, don't want to influence the bands too much. And yeah, it does look like they are going to be going for the tapping bans, which this is probably the correct choice from New South Wales. They probably still have a better tapping roster than Western Australia, but the Western Australian tapping roster is very, very strong. And so just looking to get rid of their best skill set.
Absolutely. If there's anything that the WAA has three really strong players at, it's that tapping, those kind of speed maps. That's really where the three from WA can shine, and they can hold a candle to this New South Wales roster. This New South Wales roster, so strong. We identified really at the when the teams were announced just how strong this one was. Just having the duo of Box and Aknzx there, it's like an old pair of jeans, Mavs. These two players have been pivotal towards the Australian side in OWC for the last few years, and they just know how to get the job done in tournaments. They are a formidable duo, joined by Palr, obviously, and then and the supporting cast as well is no joke either. PoYuTo and Dumb Andy. We saw how good Dumb Andy was yesterday. Actually had a really high yap cost in the game yesterday, which I was excited to see, and I'm excited to see again. Hopefully he does bring it out for this match. But yeah, we'll have to see as the bands and picks bands are all done. So the Hidden 2 and 3 gone, and the DT 2 and 3 gone. So as we go into the first pick.
Now, it makes sense, New South Wales. To get rid of the two tapping maps, I was, thinking it wasn't such a cut and dry decision for the New South Wales team. They might have wanted to get rid of something else a little more unconventional that you might not have expected, but they do just go straight up and down tapping and get rid of that. And we've still got this warm-up song on. Let's,
Absolutely. I hope to see this in the map pool, hopefully for the grand finals weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd love to cast over this one even more, as we do see a pick of Hidden 1 from Palr. So immediately playing to tough map. This is not going to be the easiest map for the WA roster.
I think interestingly, I believe this is the first time we've seen this one this weekend. Hasn't been a popular choice. It's something that our team Queensland A would have looked into definitely picking, but unfortunately it is coming in at a whopping 6 minutes, and it's very stream heavy. So you kind of have to have a very particular set of skills to be able to play this one well. You got to be good at reading hidden streams properly and being able to aim like the accelerating streams, as well as cut streamy patterns and a little bit of reading in there.
Absolutely.
And you have to have the stamina as well. And I mean, there's one player on the side of New South Wales that I know ticks all of those boxes 3 times over, Ben, and that's going to be none other than a secret box. So this is scary for Western Australia.
No, you're dead right, and this is definitely New South Wales A just trying to upset WAA early. WAA, obviously on paper, potentially not as strong as, or definitely probably not as strong as New South Wales A, but they do have a strong roster. Like you can't take this roster for granted, and so Palr clearly trying to throw WAA off early. Faults coming in for this one, Bronya and Superior for WAA. Palr, Aknzx, and Box in. What a formidable trio to be facing up against here for the New South Wales roster. But you're dead right. This 5-minute 40 long map, we did see it yesterday, Mavs. I can tell you right now, I managed to jump off for a coffee break quickly in between, come back, and the map was still going while I was casting that match. It's a big, long map, this one. Could I tell you which match I saw it in? No, I saw too many matches of OSU yesterday. I wouldn't have a clue where I saw it, but it was definitely very long, and yeah, not an easy map to get right, this one.
Tell you what, I think the only match I didn't watch was the Victoria-New Zealand one, so it probably was picked in there. But regardless, like you said, this was, I think, originally, I don't know if it was a custom or not, or if it was just something that has been used in tourneys, but I think it's originally been used as tiebreaker. So people, I think, were a little bit shocked. I think this is maybe one of the more controversial picks of the pool. A little bit shocked with how long this map is just for a hidden one. It's generally you don't see maps this long in any slot other than Tiebreaker. I mean, there's been a few maps here and there. You know, we've seen a No-Mod 1 in the Oceanic Cup earlier this year that was like 7 minutes long. So there are sometimes outliers, and this is one of them. As we get into this hidden one here, Western Australia, a pretty good roster for a map like this on paper, but I think my biggest concern is going to be the skill cap on something like this. This is tough, and here we go, getting into it then.
Yeah, this is a tough one. As Colt goes down early, so does Superior. Bronya still with the FC on the WA side, but New South Wales, a full house of FCs right now. Pretty devastating at the moment for a start, but it's a very, very long map, Mavs. Anything can still happen in this one, as Bronya does go down, so there's no FCs on the WA side anymore. But I'll tell you what, WA need to see something big out of Fault here. They need to see something big out of Superior. Superior needs to hold what we know Superior can do. But yeah, Fault just getting note locked out of a big stream there. Just missing a whole bunch of notes. And you're exactly right. This map is going to skill cap a lot of players, like we've seen a lot of the map pool this weekend.
Yeah, and we're going to see these longer streams will be coming up here shortly. We'll see really is who is built for a map like this. And they're going to start picking up in length, as you can already notice, but they're going to get even worse than this. And the worry for Western Australia is you've got someone like Superior, who I think generally would be so comfortable on this map, but because of the hidden thrown on top of it, he just doesn't quite have that comfort. I think on No-Mod, this would be a whole different story. But you can see these long streams coming in. The stamina, not tripping anyone up. It was Bancho.
Just Bancho.
Just Bancho getting tripped up. Yeah, being tripped up by the stamina there. But it is a full reset on the lobby, except for Aknzx. But regardless, just the recoveries, the accuracies for New South Wales, just leaps and bounds ahead of Western Australia. I mean, this already looks near unwinnable for Western Australia. Oh,
absolutely. As Box still hasn't come back yet, we'll have to see if Bancho has just missed him for a second. But as they continue on, you can just see this map, and this kind of shows what we've seen through this tournament. This States Cup tournament obviously has a varying degree of players, and obviously as players start to get skill capped through the tournament, you just see the cream rise to the top. So even though we don't see FCs out of Palr or Box before he left us briefly, and looks like he is now just lagging behind there, but we'll get a score out of Box hopefully. But you just see the accuracy difference, Mavs. This is the quality of the players on the New South Wales A roster, and compare it to the accuracy on the WAA side. No one can really get above that 96 mark. But look at the 299s and a 98 on the New South Wales A side. That is the difference at the moment in the quality of the players.
Superior getting slow slided there. And yeah, I was about to say, if that was a disconnect from Box, there was potentially a chance for Western Australia, but unfortunately, I even think with the 2v3, I still think with this full combo from Aknzx, it still would have been over. Assuming Aknzx continued to hold for a bit. And is that a break on Aknzx while we were resetting? I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it was a reset for Aknzx, but it doesn't matter because Box has 1200 combo of his own. And I mean, this is already a 500,000 score lead, Ben. We've still got 2 minutes of the map left.
Absolutely. It's a long old map. There's one about 2/3 of the map left to go. But this is painful for WAA. But I don't think the good thing is Fault being the captain obviously put himself in for this one. This is Fault's kind of map. Maybe just skill caps him a little bit, unfortunately. But definitely the kind of like play style we normally would see from Fault. But definitely the captain put himself in. Hopefully he would have said to the troops before, when in the locker room, this is not their kind of map. They were probably going to lose this one no matter what. So hopefully they don't tie too much mental energy towards losing this first map, if that's the way it goes. And it does look like that will be the way it goes. And they'll be able to reset for their pick, for the next pick on the match. But as we continue through this, still about an eighth of the map to go here, and Box with a massive combo. He did break earlier, didn't he? Yes, we didn't miss anything there. So but yeah, massive combo, 1800 combo there. It's just blowing everyone else out of the water. Aknzx as well recovered quite well after that miss right in the middle section of the map.
Just as I said, this Box, all the boxes are checked for Box on this hidden one. And I mean, you can see the performance we put on display here. Really is just his map put into a hidden one slot. And yeah, it is a dominant performance from the New South Wales side. It is really what we expected. It's kind of what I was saying. You need a very particular combination of skill sets to be able to play something like this at a high level. in a tournament lobby, there are not many players in the world, dare I say, that could put up a consistent score on a map like this. Definitely not many, just because of how particular of a player you need to be. And there it is. Box is one of them.
You're dead set right there, Mavs. And that does show the difference, obviously. Aknzx and Box, the only two S pluses there in that map. No misses from either in the end. Just slider breaks, I think, in the end. But you see, like, the difference there. Superior, fantastic quality player, probably the quality player on the WA side, but still very new to the tournament format. And this has been a theme we've seen through this States Cup, and this is the opportunity for a lot of players to learn. Box and Aknzx, two of the most experienced current tournament players for WA, and they're just showing why they are at the peak of the game in the tournament format. Just able to bring it out for their team when they need it. Good to see from Palr as well, Mavs. He didn't play last weekend. I don't know if you picked that one up, but didn't play because he's changed his area in the middle of the tournament here and just doesn't feel comfortable aiming at the moment. But good to see Palr puts himself back in and put himself back in yesterday as well. So good to see Palr back in the matches to help out his team. And so that was good there from New South Wales, eh?
Yeah, also put himself in the casting booth as well. So nice 2-for-1 deal for Palr yesterday.
Absolutely.
Comes back in to the match today up against the WA boys. And it's a good start for New South Wales. 400k from Palr, the lowest score on the side of New South Wales, still beating out the highest score on the side of WA. So very, very dominant pick. There really was no reality where Western Australia won that map. And absolutely, dare I say, that is one of probably the two strongest picks New South Wales have left in this pool. And so the other one probably being that No Mod 5. And I think a couple other fairly strong picks for New South Wales, but I think the silver lining for WA here moving forward is a lot of these maps they can contest. They can put up good scores. I think there's only a couple more maps for New South Wales here that are going to be fairly dominant. Mostly looking at this No Mod 5 and potentially something like that Hard Rock 3. I think will probably be fairly dominant, but it's a No Mod 2 pick here for WA, Ben.
Straight up and down No Mod 2 pick. I don't think we've seen the No Mod 2 this weekend. I believe it's been banned actually quite a few times. And so good to see this one trot out of the woodwork. And this is actually exactly what I expected here. This is going to be the hunting ground for WAA to get a map back here. They'll be able to bring in their two other core players of the core trio that they run with typically. So Superior, Aussie and uyghti. And they'll be able to fight at full strength. Aussie and uyghti rather have set the map out, and so they'll be nice and fresh and ready to go. And so this should be a strong return serve for WAA. But I tell you what, it's not going to be easy up against this New South Wales A side. Just because this isn't necessarily where there's a huge gap between the teams, doesn't mean New South Wales A isn't strong on this map style as well.
Yep, and just as you said, Ben, this is where the return serve needs to be on point. We can't be going out of bounds on this hit because this is a desperate point needed for Western Australia. And you might be thinking, well, it's only 1-0. You know, surely it's not too bad if New South Wales go up 2-0. But no, this is one of Western Australia's best picks in this pool. The best chances they have at getting these early points against New South Wales is on these tapping maps. And after the double tapping ban from New South Wales, there's not many left, Ben. There's 2 or 3 in the pool, so these tapping maps are essential if Western Australia want to even make this match close. So you better hope for these players that they're locked, they're ready. The shoulder massage is coming out from Fault in the locker rooms here, getting them nice and warm, getting the fingers stretched. And we'll have to see how it goes.
Now, I wasn't reading the match chat before, Mavs, but I am obviously down here in Perth, the best OSU state in WA. Oh, sorry, in Australia. Sorry, I forgot there's the rest of the country. But definitely the best place to be playing OSU. However, right now, not the best place to be playing OSU. Aussie's power went out for that previous map, I believe. And so we are, or potentially in between maps there. And so we are waiting to see if Aussie can come back. We are having quite stormy conditions here in WA. I can tell you right now, it is blowing a gale. There is horrible rain. There's a lot of flooding everywhere at the moment here in WA. We're not built for the kind of rains you are up there in Queensland, Mavs. And so Aussie is back in the lobby. So good to see. So internet has come back on. But that was that reason for that small delay there.
Well, hopefully we won't have any disconnect situations in this map. We almost had one with Box, but it ended up being safe. Yeah, there's No Mod 2. Here we go. Actually, one of the maps I obviously played through the map for myself. I played my match yesterday, but I didn't play this map. Obviously, this was just an obvious skip for me. I was never going to be in for this. So I think the only map in the pool I haven't actually played myself or seen. So curious to see. I do believe, if memory serves correctly, uyghti mentioned that he may have got an FC on this in practice. So boys on WA should be feeling pretty confident on a map like this, but it really comes down to game day, doesn't it, Ben? Because that FC you got in practice means nothing if you set 300k in the match.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that Aussie and Superior go down in that first combo there. The first few streams go down quickly. So uyghti, the only one with the FC on the WA side. Still a full house of FCs on the New South Wales side. But good to see, yeah, uyghti got the leave pass from the nursing home. Just a little bit late, though. Missed the first map there, but still back in the match. And exactly like you said, this is a pretty straight up and down no mod 2. A few jump spots here where you can miss. So there are some obvious points for some misses potentially through this map. But as Aknzx goes down there as well, Dumb Andy has gone down as well. We saw a great match from Dumb Andy yesterday. So he'll be looking to rebuild that combo as we're about a third of the way through this map.
Yeah, and although this tapping roster is really strong from New South Wales, something I was taking note of earlier was, I think the third tapping player for both of these rosters is, I think it's probably stronger on the side of WA. I think Dumb Andy probably not as accustomed to maps like this as players like Aussie, uyghti are, and of course someone like Superior able to stand up tall to a lot of these top dogs, but, you know, Box and Aknzx are a scary duo. You can see so far, Box with the FC, Aknzx with some struggles early, and uyghti holding it down for the WA boys. And these pauses, Ben, halfway through the map already, this one isn't too long. This is where they see the scores. All those players, they're seeing their opponent's scores there. They see how close it is, and it's only 10k. uyghti knows after seeing that break, he has to hold, and he can't do it as he goes down, and Box is the one to keep going on an SS, Ben.
And an SS had a Box there.
My God.
Yeah, and so they would have seen that, obviously, in the break, and yeah, clearly got in their heads there at WA as Superior and uyghti went down, and Aussie all went down after the break there. Box still holding strong. Aknzx with a massive combo as well. Dumb Andy just getting along, doing the supporting job there. Still fantastic act out of Dumb Andy as well. Uncharacteristically poor act in the end out of uyghti here, and Superior. Probably two players I would have expected to really dominate this map pick. And exactly like we said at the start of the map, as we get towards the end of this no mod 2, and it will go New South Wales A's way, this was not the way that WA needed this one to go. They needed to hold here because this was their hunting ground. This is exactly where they could do the best against this New South Wales team.
Unfortunately, it just looks like the ending of that map was by far the most difficult section, and maybe the nerves getting to the players. It really was on uyghti to hold the FC. And if he did, unfortunately, I still think they would have lost. Yeah, they would have, but it would have been damn close. But in saying that, uyghti was on an FC with very good accuracy, and just, I think all those 30 misses were from that ending. Just chain miss after chain miss.
Yeah,
it doesn't help playing that like this. Yeah. Yep, note locks unstable. So very, very tough to get through, especially with the nerves. You see that your opponent, a secret box, is assessing the map, and I mean, how can you not be intimidated at that point?
I was intimidated. I'm in the booth here with you, man, so scary from Box. And this is something we've seen regularly from players like Box and Aknzx. They are just, there's a reason they're at the top of the tournament game, right? They are just so cool under pressure. We saw Box yesterday basically single-handedly carry the team through the match. And yeah, this New South Wales A roster, they're all strong. But Box just seems to be on another level right now. Just so strong when it comes to performing when needed in a tournament. This isn't farming. This isn't, he doesn't get ultimate resets and stuff like that. He just has to get it done when he needs to get done, and he always does.
Yeah, 100 FC from a secret box. I mean, he's been playing out of his mind in 2026. Improvement from this guy over the past year. It's just been going and going. It always seems to push a little bit higher. So I had the pleasure of casting his match against Misha Awa in the Kel Online Invitational the other day. Also winning that match. He's been playing very well. And does extremely well there on that no mod 2. But we get a DT1 pick out here from New South Wales. And dare I say, Ben, this is something that I think Western Australia could break point. They should have a pretty solid roster on a map like this.
Exactly, but this is also thinning the pool for WAA as well. So this is maybe New South Wales A now, after seeing that no mod 2, going, okay, well, while you're down and struggling here, we might as well just continue picking maps that you should be good at and keep applying that kind of mental pressure to WAA. Because again, WAA, if there was a difficult pick for them here, they could just give up another one and go again for their next pick. But now this is another map where they need to perform again, and so immediately under pressure straight away. So it's a good pick from Palr. We did see last night Palr in the commentary box, just the cool ticking mind of Palr, high OSU IQ he's got, and clearly trying to put WAA on the ropes with this DT1 pick.
But I tell you what, if I'm New South Wales, I'm a little bit intimidated when I see Superior enter the lobby on a DT1 here. I'd say arguably, at least in solo play, probably the highest skill cap player in this tournament aside from Emrek. I mean, it's either Superior or Kloppet. But, I mean, they are very, very high skill cap. So when you chuck him on a DT1 like this, I mean, something like this is going to be extremely easy for a player like Superior. But, you know, the tournament experience, the nerve control, there is a lot that goes into tournaments other than just raw skill cap alone, as we've seen from players like, you know, Secret Box, who put on the performances they do. So we'll see how Western Australia can hold up here, but they should have a very solid 3.
Absolutely, they should. This is a good, like you said, this is a good map for them. And so they're taking the full amount of a lot of time there to kind of reset after that map, come back in, and hopefully they just got to practice, get the rhythm of the map, and get back into this one. So it will be Palr coming in instead of Box. So Box even sitting this one out. And then Aknzx and Andy here for this DT1. High AR, this one. 10.5 AR with some awkward triples in this map. So we'll see how we go for this DT1 as they get going.
Yeah, first time we see an AR 10.5 map in the pools for this State Cup. But a fairly chill 10.5, you know, considering it is a DT1. It's fairly generic, although it is quite difficult. When you play these more generic DTs on the higher approach rate, it's not as noticeable. You know, when you compare like 10.3 on this map to 10.5, it's not super noticeable. But if it's on like a alt map with some reading elements, it is very noticeable. So this isn't going to be too bad. I don't think it's going to be anything that trips up any of these players. Should all be very accustomed to a map like this. And early on, everyone's managing. Just Palr with the break in the first 30 combo, as Zintex comes in with a nice 35 viewer raid. Thank you, Zintex. You are a beast. I love Zintex.
Fantastic. Didn't even see that from Zintex. That's fantastic. And we saw Zintex in action yesterday. Fantastic game out of them. But yeah, this is one of the two juggernauts of the tournament up against each other here in the losers bracket, and we see here as everyone's still holding combo. Aussie rather, sorry. Did find a miss early on, as did Superior just then. So both went down as we were talking about them. So it's just uyghti, the cool experience. Did he miss there? Did he? Or
no, not the break again. I'm saying oh no, because we're gonna get a repeat of No Mod 2. They see the scores, and uyghti has the only FC. Now the nerves are on his shoulders, and it's uyghti up against 2 FCs. But Andy goes down. Oh, now it's uyghti versus Aknzx. And yeah, the break. Oh, Aknzx goes down. Hold on a second. Now, the question is, does the old dog have it in him, man?
Remember, Mavs, he has represented Australia 6 times at OWC, has not played a major tournament in 6 years. And as I say that, as I hype him up, he must have the stream open, because he goes down, and suddenly there's no triple-digit combos out of WAA. And it's all now swinging in the way of New South Wales A in a big way. Big swingers out of New South Wales A as Superior goes down there. It's all falling apart for WAA. And again, this is exactly what WA did not want to have happen, Mavs. This is, like you said, this is a map where they should be able to hold it to New South Wales A, and they're crumbling again on one of what should be their home ground.
And they're crumbling. Superior is just finding very uncharacteristic misses on something like this, man. I mean, this is the type of map that needs to be putting up FCs on when you're going up against the likes of New South Wales. You need to be getting these big scores on the board. It's just not to be. Aussie having a very tough time on this one. uyghti putting his best foot forward, but just wasn't to be. Palr finds another break. Aknzx building a big recovery. It's 200,000 in the lead here. Only a little bit of the map left. It is theoretically possible with that full reset from New South Wales, but it requires all of Western Australia to hold their combos, and Aussie goes down. So I think at that point, it's probably a bit too little, too late here for Western Australia. It is coming back over, but I just don't think there's going to be time.
Yeah, it's tough. Looks like uyghti might be the only one that goes over 500k here, potentially, for the WA side. Palr goes down there as well. Dumb Andy goes down. So no big combos on the board as uyghti goes down once again. And we do come to the end of this map, and once again, it will be New South Wales A going 3-0 up on this one as we just come towards the end. But yeah, that's a tough one there, Mavs, and this thins the pool for the WA roster, because that would have potentially been one of their picks later on. And so just thins that kind of home ground that they would not like to hunt on. As yeah, it is in the end only Superior and uyghti who get over 500k on the WA side. And Aknzx with the 600k score there. So in the end, a pretty easy map for New South Wales A. They didn't always make it look pretty, but they made it look prettier than WA did.
Yeah, that was definitely an opportunity for WA. Fairly, I think, probably for the average of New South Wales, practice scores on a map like that, I'd say that was probably on the lower end. So that was the opportunity presenting itself, but I think potentially some low rolls from the side of WA as well, kind of just uyghti stepping up. Superior with a fairly solid score of his own, but I would imagine he's probably used to, FCing that kind of map. So it doesn't quite happen there on the DT1, but no mod 3 pick now to come out from Western Australia. Now, yesterday we saw Superior go crazy on this map, and near 800k, or I believe maybe over 800k, around that. Very, very good score from him. And I believe we saw Aussie and Bronya in. I think after the scores we saw yesterday from Western Australia, I think I would like to see uyghti come in for this one, maybe over Bronya. Very solid no mod 3 player. And for New South Wales, I mean, gotta be, of course, Box and Aknzx expected. For the third, I'm not sure. They could kind of chuck in anyone for that third slot.
Absolutely, as we wait to see who New South Wales A does bring in that third slot there. Dumb Andy currently sitting in their boxes back in. But tell you what, how lucky. I wonder what WA are thinking there in the locker room. Fault very quick on the picks, and this has been a consistent theme across the tournament. Actually, for both these teams are fairly robotic in the way they continue to play the match. They don't hang around. They don't wait a long time for picks. They do get in normally pretty quickly. But there must be some chatter in the team chat for WAA as we just wait for people to shuffle teams. They need to get back on terms here. So Fault picking the no mod 3, and like you said, this should be a good one for Superior. And I think uyghti, the experienced hand. I know we've talked about uyghti a lot, Mavs, but definitely one of the most respected players in this tournament, even if he downplays it himself. A lot of players have grown up watching uyghti play the game, and yeah, one of the best to ever do it for Australia. Has been out of the scene for quite a while, but I reckon playing pretty well at his career best at the moment, Mavs. Despite what we're seeing potentially in this match, where he's maybe just dropped a few notes here and there.
I mean, playing pretty well for someone with wrinkles on their hand, I tell you that.
Absolutely.
So, in for the no mod 3 here. This is what I like to see for Western Australia. I did want to see uyghti come in here over Bronya. I think Bronya had a little bit of a rough run of things on this yesterday. So uyghti stepping in generally should be fairly solid on these no mod 3 style maps. And early on, this map really gets straight into it then. I mean, Palr finds a miss there at the tail end of that. Aussie as well with the early break. But 2 FCs apiece for these teams as we approach this first chorus, which is where we're really going to start looking out for big misses.
Absolutely. And Box was an SS right up until just before I started talking there. So fantastic, but good act as well from uyghti. So, and this is the difference. uyghti obviously very experienced in tournament format. And we do see occasionally, Superior obviously the highest skill cap player on the WA side, but you do see sometimes that tournament experience come out of a player like uyghti, and you just see that difference. They're able to hold himself under pressure, as we do see him drop there, but Palr traded with him, but still 2 FCs as Dumb Andy goes down. So now only 1 FC on the New South Wales side, but it is a secret box, and you can't count on him ever losing a note there as we go through this map.
It is a secret box, but it's Superior on the other side, staring him down, daring to challenge one of the kings of Australia here. And I mean, with what we saw from Superior on this map yesterday, it absolutely could happen. And we get into the second key eye, and this is where we really start to see some difficulty spikes, Ben. There it is, Superior finds the miss, And now the score's going to start rocketing over to the side of New South Wales. Box has to find the miss here soon. If Western Australia want any chance, it's got to be in this key eye. At some point, Box has to miss. But does he ever miss? I don't think he does.
No, we really need to see a full reset here, Mavs, from New South Wales if this is going to tighten up anymore.
Dear.
But this has been a theme of the weekend, Mavs. We've seen some teams, this just starts to skill cap them, and we saw in multiple matches this weekend, this map pool has gotten much, much harder, and it does start to find players out. And there's no shortage of quality on the side of WAA. They are fantastic quality players, but potentially just not up to the same standard that New South Wales 8. New South Wales is such a strong team. You would have picked them basically from the start of the tournament to do very, very well here. And yeah, Box still with that fantastic accuracy as well as the FC.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal performance here from the Secret Box. What can you do against this guy, man? I mean, it's not even just him. The supporting scores on New South Wales are so strong. Both over 500k. I mean, both of these players are going to eclipse 600k, which is going to be higher than anyone on the side of Western Australia. And it's by a big margin. The scores from Western Australia, how do you beat that?
Is very tough. And so in the end, I think Box has almost 1v3 there, Mavs. If I do the maths quickly, might just have missed out. And so that is a fantastic dominating score as coming in quick, and Dumb Andy immediately picking back. So we did see this a bit yesterday. So Palr, the captain for New South Wales 8. But we did see Dumb Andy occasionally jumping in to pick for the New South Wales team. And so Dumb Andy picking the No Mod 5 here. Much less match chatter going on in this match between both teams. Clearly both teams taking this one very, very seriously, as they should. These are two juggernaut teams here for this tournament. And so they go into the No Mod 5. Not the easiest map. Now we'll see who comes in here, and it will be Superior, Bronya, and Fault going in for WA. Box, Palr, and PoYuTo are the ones currently in the lobby for New South Wales 8.
See the debut on this match for PoYuTo on the No Mod 5. I mean, low AR map here on the No Mod. Honestly, not too bad in terms of a reading check. I mean, I would say easier than the Hidden 2. But, you know, New South Wales are going to have such a big advantage on this. This is what I was saying was one of their best picks after the bans. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough for Western Australia. They're going to need some big performances out of their players here. Bolt, I would say, probably with a low roll yesterday. I know he could definitely put up a much better score than he did. Bronya had a nice 500k, so even replicating that would be good. Probably good enough. Superior is going to need to step up on this, though, as well. I mean, they need a big step up to hold a candle to this New South Wales roster on a map like this, man.
No, absolutely, Mavs. And this must be a lot of pressure on the shoulders of a player like Superior. Has not missed a map yet for WA. And an only young player, so only first represented Australia at OWC last year, is still very new to the tournament game. Obviously, no shortage of talent on board, but must be so much pressure on the shoulders of Superior at the moment. Basically, it's him and whoever is best of the rest on the map for WAA, and it's probably been a very good learning opportunity for Superior to play with, admittedly, very good players along with him, but to kind of be that star player for a roster for this WAA side.
Yep, it's a lot of pressure at a young age. He's got to get used to it, you know. Wants to step up on that OWC stage with the other big Australian dogs. Try and win that OWC. See if it can finally happen. These guys need to practice. They need to get used to the nerves. Play more tournaments. And it's a good opportunity to do so. The slight abort there is I believe Bronya left the lobby, or maybe accidentally left the lobby right before the map started.
Yeah, so the game just exited there at the start of the map. So
back into it.
But as we get underway, and yeah, so fantastic opportunity for Superior in this tournament, but yeah, obviously a steep learning curve, as you do need to be that kind of mature head within your team, but gets the opportunity to play alongside some really experienced tournament heads. Fault, Bronya, uyghti, Aussie, all very experienced in the tournament scene, so no shortage of experience around Superior here. But yeah, this map pool just seems to be skill capping the WA side at the moment, and no shortage of talent or experience on the New South Wales side as Box, Aknzx, Palr, all kind of leading their team to victory at the moment. So as this tough reading map, no mod 5 here. Full combos out of Box and PoYuTo at the moment, and Bronya Superior also on full combos. So Palr and Aknzx, everyone's down as PoYuTo goes down.
Second, I was just about to say 2 combos for Western Australia and just the one for New South Wales, but Superior does find the drop at the end there. It is a 20k lead for Western Australia. Now, Bronya needs to hold this combo because you can't be gambling on Box finding a break. After almost SSing this map yesterday, it was ridiculous. I think he held an SS for like 2/3 of the map. So, yeah, players gonna have to get through this section. Western Australia need to step up. This is the hardest section of the map. There's a couple tricky patterns in here that can trip you up on the reading. Primarily, one of these like triples or quads coming out. This one here, they can definitely trip you up, but Bronya and Box both looking locked in. New South Wales start to pull away as their supporting combos perform way better than Western Australia's do. But if Bronya can pull home this FC, maybe there's just a chance. But Box has to find the misspin, and it just doesn't seem to be happening.
I'd love to get a tally, Mavs, on the amount of misses that we've seen out of Box this whole weekend of matches. Obviously, this is the second match New South Wales are playing, and just uber consistent.
Oh,
as I say that, give the commentators curse on Box there.
Wait, it's flying!
It's flying! Look at the score start to swing. But run out of map in the end for New South Wales A. That did tighten up there. It just goes to show one little mistake from a player like Box, and suddenly the score can swing. This WA side is no slouch. They are good players. It just so happens that New South Wales A are just blowing them out of the water with quality at the moment.
What a score from Bronya! FC's the no mod 5. That's a performance, man.
That is an awkward map to read there.
Yeah,
and
still
Bronya
doesn't.
has done fantastic.
Still doesn't outscore Box just due to that accuracy difference, but there was a chance that started flying over at the end. If there was like another combo on the board for Western Australia, it might have gone, but just wasn't to be. It was close though. It would have been funny if the only point Western Australia got this match was on the reading pick.
Absolutely, and Fault did say in the match chat there, he's spoken to you there, Mavs, and this is exactly why they didn't ban the no mod 5, because there was a chance there. And absolutely, for those kind of awkward picks there, that's where you can coax out a mistake in the opponent there. And so I guess that's what WA were gambling on. Obviously, it's not their strongest style either, but they were hoping for maybe some mistakes. But Box was just too good through there, and like you said, the accuracy towards the end there just got that nicer score. But it was very, very close there. Like you said, another 30 seconds of map, and we might have seen quite a different score. So as we get Fault picking the free mod 3 here, Mavs. Haven't seen too many free mod picks all weekend, really.
Yep, everything will freeze. I'll tell you what, the Western Australia players better be hoping their fingers aren't frozen because they need to be nice and warm for this map. Got a nice 240 BPM tapping pick on this free mod 3. Probably Western Australia's best remaining pick in this pool. So it needs to be here. It's now or never. I mean, at this point, winning the match is it's a complete miracle if Western Australia want it to happen. But just to even get a point on the board now would be a nice boost of confidence. Yeah, it just needs to be on this map.
Absolutely. They need to take a map, and I know that WA would want to save some face here and get the map. They are definitely a quality side. They deserve a map here in this matchup. It just hasn't quite gone their way. But speaking of everything will freeze, Mavs, we haven't spoken about the weather yet in the two respective locations, but I can tell you right now, sitting here in Perth, there's a weatherman saying it's 16 degrees, but I can tell you right now, if I stepped outside, I would be frozen. That is very cold out there. It is very stormy weather here in Perth, so I do not believe the weatherman there. But similar humidity across both locations at the moment, 64% in Perth and 56% in Sydney. So similar humidity, similar sweatiness levels from both locations, and apparently 16 degrees in each location as well. So should be no difference in the weather buff here. The only difference obviously being the time, Sydney being 2 hours ahead here, but that shouldn't make any difference. It's not too late for either team at the moment. So we'll get into this next map.
Yeah. The players not in the lobby yet. Definitely playing the map a little bit, getting the fingers warm. Generally know how it goes on maps like this. Want to adjust to the BPM, to the tapping. And for the mods, I mean, I don't know if we've seen New South Wales play this one yesterday, I don't recall, but for Western Australia, I mean, uyghti probably on the no mod here, Superior likely going to be on the hidden, but we actually are seeing Fault, so no, maybe Superior Hard Rock. I thought Aussie would be in. I'd be surprised if Aussie doesn't come in over Fault, but Fault can probably play something like this.
Yeah,
but
especially hidden.
Would be surprised, yeah. I mean, it could be Fault hidden, uyghti no mod, Superior Hard Rock. I think Superior took the hidden yesterday, and Aussie was on Hard Rock. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what was happening, so it might be a strategy change here for Western Australia.
I like this from Fault though, Mavs. This is the captain saying that they need to get in and get the job done themselves here. Fault, a good hidden player here for WA. Yeah, he has struggled a bit, I think, with this weekend's map pool, but no shortage of tournament experience on board with Fault. Has been a fantastic captain for WA this tournament, and is throwing himself in under a lot of pressure. There is a stack of pressure on this WA side, and clearly is under the belief that he will be able to get the job done. I fully expect the hidden out of Fault, and we're probably going to see what the Hard Rock out of Superior and no mod out of uyghti.
Yeah, I would expect that, but there is a chance uyghti goes Hard Rock and they chuck Superior on the no mod to try and secure the better score. And that is what actually happens.
Oh, you've picked it like a dirty nose there, Mavs.
Wow.
That's fantastic from you.
So they're chucking Superior on that no mod, and this is a common strategy in, you know, high skill cap tournaments, late stage, in these super teams, is they'll always chuck their like most consistent best players on that no mod because you want to secure that big score, you know, and then maybe uyghti can put something up really solid on the Hard Rock, but you want to secure that big score. So I mean, pressure is on Superior. He pretty much has to bring home a near FC on this no mod. It's gonna be scary, but side of New South Wales, Andy on that no mod, Box on the hidden Hard Rock here, and Palr on that hidden. I think the hidden Hard Rock, generally, if you're chucking hidden on with it, it's mostly just a comfort thing on the AR10.
Absolutely, as they get underway. And I tell you what, speaking of pressure, the captain on the other side, Palr, putting himself on the hidden there. A reminder, Mavs didn't even play last weekend because did not feel comfortable with his aim, and that was against Victoria A. So that was a crunch match for New South Wales A, and up against Emmerich there, and elected to not play a map. As Superior and Fault go down, uyghti with the only FC on the Hard Rock for WA, as Dumb Andy for the no mod currently with an FC, as well as Box on the hidden Hard Rock, and it's just unreal that Box is able to do this here. Still on the FC, and a fantastic ACK on the hidden Hard Rock as we get almost halfway through this map, Mavs.
I mean, pressure is on uyghti's shoulders here. Dumb Andy or Box has to find a miss here soon, and the recoveries for Western Australia will be stronger. It will start to go back, but it needs to be a miss from probably Box, especially with this hidden Hard Rock. He's getting extra score because of the overmod. So it's not going to be doing Western Australia any favors as Fault finds another break. It's not the one that matters for Western Australia. We're halfway through the map now. uyghti putting up a performance. No, finally goes down. And with that miss, with this double FC still intact for New South Wales, it's probably going to be wraps already for this 3-on-3. Yeah, that miss from Superior.
That's tough in the end from uyghti. I know he'll hold himself to a very high standard. There's a reason, Mavs, that he was one of the best, or the best player in Australia at one point in time, actually for quite a long period of time. And so he holds himself to these high standards. And even though this is his first tournament in 6 years, he will hold himself to that same high standard. Would have expected that he could have pulled it out for his team here in this 3-on-3. But Dumb Andy and Box did find a miss, as well as Palr. But Dumb Andy's still with the FC, and New South Wales are walking away with this. But even with the miss, this is just a change in quality, right? Box still on that hidden Hard Rock with, or just dipping under the 99 ACK there right at the end. But was right above that 99 ACK for ages. Just two different levels at the moment in this game, Mavs.
Dumb Andy putting on the carry pants for New South Wales. Finally goes down on the ending on like probably the hardest section here. Yeah, probably by far the hardest section actually. As you see everyone break. Like one of the only parts on the map where the stream starts to get a bit spaced and they get even longer. And we see every single player in the lobby reset on them. But
absolutely,
it is
didn't make a difference in the end, did it?
It didn't, and, you know, again, more silver lining. Even if uyghti did hold that FC, it still wouldn't have been a difference. 611k advantage here for New South Wales.
Only one miss out of Superior in the end there.
Yep. Slider break as well, I believe.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough for Superior. But that's all right. This WA team will come back strong, potentially in future years. But we're not over yet. We still have one more map potentially to play as we do go into a New South Wales A pick. So a stack of pressure here on the WA team, and it will be the free mod 1. Palr immediately trying to step. They've got the boot on the neck of New South Wales A here, and they're looking to step hard on it and finish this match off. This free mod 1, I don't think it's necessarily going to play to the strengths of the WA side. What do you think, Mavs?
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily going to play into their strengths, but they should have a roster for this that should be pretty solid. And when you're playing, you know, aim maps like this, like we've talked about many times before, these are sort of the coin flippy RNG picks. There's always a chance that someone gets a nuts combo on an aim map. Kind of almost anyone can do it. Like if you're playing Osu, you know, consistently, and you have the skill cap for a map like this, which everyone will in this lobby, you can't just go off on maps like this and players can find random misses. It's always the most likely to get break points and random wins on these types of maps. Now, I'm happy that we get to see this one because this is one of the more fun maps for me. It was in the pool. I really enjoyed this free mod 1. Didn't get to play it in my match yesterday, so cool to see it picked here today. And no mods, should be fairly comfy on this one. Hiddens and Hard Rocks in for a bit of a tough time. I know particularly it's quite awkward on the Hidden. Feels very dense for AR 9.7 just because of the 240 BPM aim. There's a lot of notes on the screen at once.
Absolutely. No, I in my practice Mavs, I didn't like this one on Hidden. Didn't mind it on the Hard Rock, but yeah, struggled a little bit on the Hidden for this one for mine, but that's okay. That's why I'm not in the tournament here. Just missed out on selection, unfortunately, as we do wait to see who comes in for these teams. And Clawdle doing a fantastic job as match referee. We haven't acknowledged him yet, but fantastic to have Clawdle refereeing this match for us as we do come towards the tail end of this one potentially, as we just see who comes in. So Dumb Andy, PoYuTo, and Palr currently sitting in the lobby for New South Wales A. Superior, uyghti, and who will we see for this final slot? Aussie will be the last one in. So we'll just see if everyone's ready to go, but I'll be interested to see what mods are picked here. Will we just go with that same strat for WA, Superior on the no mod, uyghti on the Hard Rock once again, maybe, and Aussie picking up the Hidden?
I think Aussie on the Hard Rock here probably makes the most sense. I think Superior might be tanking the Hidden on this one. I think at an AR 9.7, it should be comfortable enough for Superior to play. I was honestly expecting potentially Bronya to come in and take the Hidden, Superior no mod, and then Aussie or uyghti on the Hard Rock, but it's not going to be the case. I think probably Superior on the Hidden. We'll see if I'm proven wrong here. No Box and Aknzx in for New South Wales, giving the other players a little bit of a chance to step in. PoYuTo, of course, on the Hidden. That's exactly what you would expect. And it is Palr taking Hard Rock here over Dumb Andy, who's going to be going on the no mod. So no over mods in this one. And yeah, it looks like Western Australia is taking the mod combination here that I thought they would.
Imagine the strength of your side, Mavs, when you can just afford to, on the match point, just bench Box and Aknzx out of your team. Yeah. Just the nuts depth in New South Wales A. We cannot overstate it, I don't think, that New South Wales A has Dumb Andy just looping himself around this map to start it off with a nice slow start on this one. And so, no, Aussie did find that early miss there. So, Aussie on the Hard Rock here, Hidden for Superior, exactly like you said. Tell you what, you should get a job in Osu, Mavs. You should clearly know the game. As PoYuTo on the Hidden, Palr on the Hard Rock, and no mod for Dumb Andy. So, no drops at all on the New South Wales A side. uyghti goes down, Aussie goes down. Superior with the only combo left on the WA side.
That is not good because the start of this map isn't really much. This is where the map actually starts. Palr finds a break, and there goes the last FC for Western Australia. Superior's down. Now it's PoYuTo and Dumb Andy holding on for New South Wales. And well, this is 3.5 minutes, so it's fairly long. There's still time here, but if everyone combos on the side of New South Wales here, Dumb Andy and PoYuTo specifically, it's going to be looking already quite scary for the WA players. And yeah, it is the double combo for New South Wales. PoYuTo looking very comfortable in that hidden, very, very, very consistent hidden player. Andy been playing well this match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy has really shown some quality this match, as well as yesterday's match that I casted of him as well. So, as I say that, actually shows very little quality. Goes down like a stack of potatoes there, does poor old Andy. uyghti with the only big combo left in, PoYuTo as well. But big act from uyghti at the moment, currently topping the lobby in act. Superior goes down, and so does uyghti. I better stop talking about players, Mav. Maybe I better start talking about the weather or something, because everyone seems to go down as soon as I start talking about them.
Yeah, I mean, you might be the commentator cursor of all time. I'm going to be honest, because I've seen more out of you this weekend than maybe I've ever done my entire casting career. But there are really no combos on the board, which, you know, when you're in a state like this, it fares very well for the team that's in the lead, because what combo do Western Australia have to bring this back? They have nothing. Exactly. And now these recoveries for New South Wales are already bigger than Western Australia. It's approaching 300k difference, and there's a third of the map left. I just don't think there's time.
And remember, Mavs, they benched Aknzx for this map as well. So it just shows the difference. Superior's had to play every single map here for WAA, and it's just been a different quality side, unfortunately. But as we do come towards the end of this map, and we have a long section here with nothing going on. Yeah, it looks like this is all going the way of New South Wales A, and it will likely be the match closed out, barring an incident. But WAA, haven't they played fantastically this whole tournament, Mavs?
Yeah. They put up a good performance this tournament. I think their chance to get them into the top 3 probably lied with that New Zealand matchup in the upper bracket last weekend, I believe. So that was where I think the biggest opportunity lied. To get into the top 3 and have to take down New South Wales A, I mean, that is a tall order, and it does not go their way. Unfortunate sweep for Western Australia. There were opportunities to get on the board there with at least 1 or 2 points, but doesn't happen, as New South Wales still convincingly take this pick with no box and no Aknzx, and they move on into the top 3 to go off against New Zealand A next week in that lower bracket.
Absolutely, Mavs. And what a fantastic game we did see. Got to see some of the best players here in Australia. Do not let the scoreline deceive you, ladies and gents, as you're watching this one. New South Wales A and WA, two fantastic teams of players. Just turns out New South Wales A, too full of quality in there, and end up clean sweeping WAA. But fantastic to see as we will look forward to next weekend. But what a fantastic match we just watched. Refed by Claudel there, and Hot Coco as well, doing the streaming for us as well. So, Mavs, what a fantastic stream we just had.
Yeah, enjoyable. Honestly, one of the most enjoyable sweeps I've had the pleasure of casting. I mean, I love casting, you know, people in the Australian scene that, you know, everyone knows. We all know each other. It's always a good laugh, even sometimes to take the piss, even if the match isn't close. So, enjoyable to see the players get in there and put up some really amazing scores on some of these maps. It's you know, it's jaw-dropping. See some of the scores they can set on these maps. Yeah, especially after playing the pool myself and playing in the match, I'm like, man, these maps are way too hard, and I just can't play them. You see these players so easily put up scores that they do. It is unreal. So things are looking up for the Australian scene going forward, and yeah.
Before we go, Mavs, it looks like there's been a call to play the tie-break anyway in this lobby.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like Bronya, uyghti, and Fault are sitting in at the moment. Andy, PoYuTo, and Palr. I don't know if this is necessarily the lobby that will go in, but it looks like Claudel has given them a green light to play the tie-break against each other. Such is the quality of these two teams matching up. There is no shortage of quality on the board. Multiple OWC representations across both teams. And so this will be interesting to watch the tie-break. The first time we see the tie-break in this pool, the only time we'll get to see it for this pool. And so, yeah, they do play on this one.
Something cool about tiebreakers, Benny. I don't know if you've had the chance to commentate one just yet, but they do have a specific, you know, rule set. And it's that you can take whatever mod you kind of want. I mean, obviously with some exceptions, but you can take easy if you want. You can take hidden, you can take hard rock, you can take hidden hard rock. Take whatever you want on tiebreaker. generally it's looked at as quite troll to take any mod on a tiebreaker, maybe except for just hidden, barring the map, you know, depending on the map. But, you know, we see people having fun here. Obviously, this isn't a serious tiebreaker, and so we see the easy head-to-head with Volt and PoYuTo, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, easy does not look very easy to me at the moment, Mavs. I'm seeing a lot of circles on the screen. I wouldn't know where to click, unfortunately. But Volt and PoYuTo battling through that one. Bronya finding a miss as well. And Dumb Andy and uyghti with the only big combos on the board. Dumb Andy, how good has Dumb Andy been this weekend? I dead set think we'll see big things from Dumb Andy to come. Not only was very, very strong in match play, but was fantastic in a bit of shit talking in the chat across at least the first game he played this weekend. I'd love to see more out of Dumb Andy in that regard. I don't think he yaps enough. I'd love to see a bit more because I think he's got a real talent for it.
He kind of does, doesn't he? And I tell you what, I think one of the players on New South Wales that maybe, I think people have come to start, you know, to accept how good they actually are, but come to see their real skill, their real skill expression. PoYuTo is, I mean, this guy is a freak. I think a lot of people might have an idea of who the OWC roster is going to be, and they think they've got it figured out. I think I'd keep your eyes peeled, because this PoYuTo guy is unbelievable on hidden and reading the scores he seems to consistently set, even on maps where people would predict him to be skill capped, and he's just not. So I'm very, very excited to see what OWC ends up looking like this year. But
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so easy to look overshadowed in this tournament when you're on the same team as Aknzx, Palr. Like there's no shortage of quality there, but PoYuTo, yeah, definitely. Every time there's been questions asked and he needed to come in and support, PoYuTo has both matches this weekend stood up quite well. So you're not wrong there. Definitely quality for, I think, for the future here out of the New South Wales side. But
that's where my stocks are going, Ben. I'm investing.
Excellent. Well, get in early, and I think it'll pay off well. I'm actually I'm wondering if, based on his performance in this tournament, uyghti gets another run at OWC, potentially for that 7th team representation. That's my, you know, I've obviously been a long time analyzer of the game, and I think uyghti played quite well in this tournament. Love to see more tournaments out of him. Maybe get to another OWC cap in his future. Maybe before he hits the 3rd decade of his life, as we see. Dumb Andy with a huge combo.
There's always a chance, but there are several young guns you got to go up against when you're trying to, you know, outdo them on the mechanics front, of course. uyghti isn't going to be filling that gimmick slot, the reading slot, so it's a tall order. It would be impressive to see. But, you know, regardless, I think Australia this year, it's only looking up for the boys, and I have big hopes this year. It's a little bit worrying to see one of the other up-and-comers in the scene for the United States. This TTV UFO guy has just come out of nowhere and is, like, maybe their best player. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. Australia was just starting to get better, man. Why is USA got a new, like, freak on their team?
Yeah,
like, where does this guy come from?
It's the scary part of this game of Osu. It just you just pop out of nowhere suddenly, because the players are young as well, and they get good so young. But that is why these kind of tournaments, this one put on by Snowpoint, the Australian States Cup, fantastic to have this one back on the roster, because this is what is really, really important to develop young talent in this game. We've seen in this tournament so many young, less experienced players able to play with some of the most experienced players Australia has ever had, some of the most experienced players potentially in the world at high-level tournament format. And so we've really got to see some players. I guarantee it's been a massive learning experience for so many different players. Like I said before, a player like Superior gets the chance to stand up and actually hold strong in a team that's built around him, which he doesn't get in the OWC because he's got so many other strong players along with him. And so it's a huge learning opportunity for all these players. So really, really important to have this on the roster.
Yeah, getting to practice with the pressure of being the one who's expected to FC, being the one who's expected to perform, otherwise you lose. It is a whole different ballgame at that point. I mean, you just constantly have the pressure. It's so different from having the, you know, player on your team you can always rely on and being like, hey, it's okay if I fumble this map, you know, this guy's got me. And,
Exactly.
You know, you need to practice being in that position, so it's cool to see. Dumb Andy setting a ridiculous score on this tiebreaker, by the way. I believe he had over a 1k combo, and he's looking upwards of 400k here. This is an insane score from him. Of course, match is over if you're tuning in late. It's just for fun, but really insane score.
Yeah, just this the fact that these two teams elected to play the tiebreak just shows the respect they have for each other. They wanted to get one more map out of the way. We saw at the very start of the match, Mavs, a secret box in the match chat just saying how he thought it was super cool that he even got to be in the same lobby as uyghti once again. Uyghti, a player who first represented Australia 14 years ago at this point. So, you know, like, for some of these players, these are their heroes that they watched growing up, and now they get to be in the same lobby as. So, yeah, Dumb Andy with what a fantastic score out of this tiebreaker.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous score, by the way. Just like for reference, I mean, look at the rest of the lobby for one. Of course, easy players are going to have very low scores. They're sight reading this map with easy. Nice 6-7 accuracy from Fault. But, you know, for reference, like, I played the tiebreaker last week, which was likely significantly easier than this one, and I was getting like 200 something K. I mean, that's a 440k from Dumb Andy on this map. One miss. 28 for Bronya, 24 for Palr, 19 for uyghti. One of the only 2 A ranks, and he one misses that. I mean, that's absurd. 1700 combo. What a score from Dumb Andy. Yeah. Holy.
Unreal out of that tie break there. And if you're joining us late, ladies and gents, that was the match between New South Wales A and WAA. It did clean sweep to New South Wales A, 7 maps to 0 in the end. But that is the end of our finals weekend. New South Wales A does win that one and goes through to next weekend. And we will see, yes, we had obviously Claudel refereeing this match, so thank you very much to them. Hotto Coco for the stream as well. Snowpoint puts the tournament on. And Mavs, thank you so much for joining me. What a fantastic weekend.
Yep, was a great weekend. Thank you everyone for being here. Be sure to tune back in next weekend for the grand finals of ASC 2026. Gonna have New South Wales A up against New Zealand A in the first match of that weekend, followed by the winner of that match going up against Victoria A in the grand finals with a potential bracket reset. So you don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss the big guns of Australia going up against each other on what is going to be a monstrously difficult pool. So make sure you're there next weekend for that. And I'm excited. I hope everyone's excited for it. And we will see you then. Take care, everyone.